Anthony here from XXX RC Garage. Getting ready to show you a video of a mod. This is a Trail Finder 2 long wheelbase. So basically what we're going to be doing is doing the motor drop. That lowers the center of gravity. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the body here, and we'll dig into it. Now I already had done the screw mod, so you don't have to take the screws out every time you want to take the body off. And remove the body. Set it over here. So basically what we're going to be doing here, let me turn this around. We're going to be lowering this motor down. So in order to do that, we got to do a few modifications to this for it to work. So what I'm going to do now is going to be cutting some of the zip ties that are in the way right now. Because you can't have anything here at this moment. We're going to unplug the motor. Move these wires back. Now I just got to take the motor out and get this out of the way. Alright, so what we're doing, this can be turned counterclockwise. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove the pinion, spur, the pinion's on there, I'm sorry. Got to remove the spur, gear, and then we got to remove all these pieces out. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing some cuts on the plate here. And let me check this up. We're going to remove that little ear, and we're going to have to cut this cross member here to make it work. And we're also going to have to cut the top ears off here so this can rotate. So I'm going to get ready to show you how this works. Okay, everybody, I'm back. So what I'm done is I removed the motor plate off, and I went ahead and cut this fourth one off. I got to put this other piece back on here. Had a little complication because I had some screws that had stripped out, so I was able to get them fixed. So what I'm going to do next, since I've already done this much, is I have to take and cut this cross member here off. See where this hole is right here? So I'm going to use my thing here. See what this hole is? Right here. And get a good view of this. Anyway, so the hole that's right here, we're going to be cutting this off here, and then I got to cut this off even here so the motor can drop down, and I also got to cut this piece off here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this off camera because it's noisy and I bore you with all that fun stuff. And then I'll come back and show you what I've done. I did remove the servo and the front bumper just to make things a lot easier to see as well as to work on. And then we'll put it all back together. So, be right back. Okay, so just to show you what I've done, I cut this cross member off. That went from here to here, leaving this part here to hold the servo. I got to cut this piece off next. And then I'm going to use this Tester's black paint marker, and I'm going to touch all this up here so it won't look so tacky and so forth. So I did have to remove the shock hoop first to get in there to go do a cut. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you more of what I've done here in a minute. I gotta go ahead and cut this last piece here off, and I know there's some more mods I gotta do on this here as well, and I will figure that out in a minute, so stand by. Okay, we're putting the spur gear back in, and the fun part is just trying to figure out where all 4 screws are, or go, I should say. So what I'm doing is, I think there was 4 in here, or was there 3? Maybe there was 3. Why did I think it was 4? Anyway, got the spur gear back in, and so what we're going to do now I did have to cut this this plate as well as cutting the ear off of this one to make all this fit. Anyway, so I'm going to get this back together. Sorry, just look at the back of my hand. So, 4 came off, 3 only go back on now. And as soon as I get this bolted back up, I'm going to do a little recap for you, just to kind of go back over what we did. So, I did some stuff off camera just because I was just taking so much time, and little trial and error stuff I had to learn. Things I learned was about taking enough off so your motor can tighten up against the spur. I got it all fixed, but so what I've done here is, this is the mod that we were doing. Had to trim a little bit more off of this, as well as more off that cross member there, and I also had to trim off the front here of this cross member a little bit for this hump of the motor and the tab that was there. So I took that all off. So all I got left now is zip tie everything. I just did a quick make sure everything worked. Also had to extend the steering servo arm. Had to put a shim here and extend for the servo so we get clearance off the can here. So got everything working well. And just to show you guys real quick, I'll turn on everything I got here. Just got the batteries and I got it up on a block. And so everything seems to be working. Steering's working. So turn everything off now. So we got the lower motor mod done. As you can see here, it's lowered quite a bit. You can see it underneath here. Used to sit up pretty high, probably even with the servo here. So we got all that done. So that should bring the center of gravity down in the front. And there's a few more things we're going to be doing. Going to be adding some different shackles to the springs and different modifications. But for now, this is the one mod I was able to do. One thing I am going to be getting is from Bauhaus RC. I'm going to be getting the new skid plate with the idler bearing piece. This does come on the long wheelbase, not on the short wheelbase. But in the skid plate that'll be on here will be a little bit more lower profile and not made of metal. See how this catches everything here. It's awesome. You should check them out. Bauhaus RC. They've got all kinds of mods and super cool stuff for the Trail Finder 2s as well as the TRX 4s, and just check it out. If you SCX 10s, they got mods for those too. So anyway, that's gonna be the next thing on the agenda.